You've probably been hearing about Office 365. Office 365 allows you to access your files from different devices, making it easier to work on the go. And it also makes it easy to collaborate with colleagues. In this video, we'll go over the benefits of using 365, some differences between it and the desktop versions of Office programs that we're used to, and how to log in. We're also going to talk about when not to use it. So, what makes Office 365 so versatile? Let's say you need to do a presentation, but a coworker has to borrow your laptop, and so you have to bring a tablet instead. How do you make sure your presentation gets onto the tablet? Well, before, you would have had to make sure that you saved the presentation from the laptop onto a thumb drive, or you could email the presentation to yourself, if the file wasn't too big to email, that is. Or you would have to save it in Dropbox and then access it from there, etc. All in all, quite a few steps with those options. But if you were working on that presentation in Office 365, it's super easy. You would just sign into 365 on the tablet and your file would be right there waiting for you. It's so handy. But before you rush out and start using Office 365 for everything, please note that FERPA data should not be in any file that's on Office 365. Please keep any and all files with FERPA data outside of Office 365. All right, now let's go over how to log in. We'll go through these steps and then I'll demo them. So you're going to go to the login URL. You're going to type in your ECC email address, and then it's going to take you to a screen where you're going to type in your ECC email address again and your MyECC password. Let's go through all of that. So in my browser, I'm going to go to http://portal.office.com. And you'll probably want to bookmark this page. In Chrome, I can bookmark a page by coming to this star on the right-hand side of the URL bar and clicking on it, and then clicking on the Done button. And now it's bookmarked. If for some reason the bookmark doesn't work or you forget how to get there, just go to the El Camino website, go to the search bar, and search for Office 365. The very first link in the results list is the Office 365 page on our ITS website. And then they have that login link right there. This is the same link, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and click on this link for portal.office.com. The first time you click on it, it's going to ask you to type in your email address. I've been using Office 365, so it remembers me. So I'm going to click on my name, and you'll see you get a pop-up telling you that it's taking you to your organization's sign-in page. Now, this page looks like the MyECC portal login screen, but this isn't actually the portal login screen. So if you need to access Canvas or Gradebook or Cornerstone, you'll still need to log into the portal the regular way in a separate tab. Make sure your full email address is in this top field, and then go ahead and type in your MyECC password, and then click Sign In. And it's going to ask you if you want to stay signed in. I'm going to say no. Now you're taken to a dashboard screen, and here we see a whole lot of apps and some recent documents. These can be documents that you have saved here in 365 or ones that someone else has shared with you. When you click on one of the apps, such as Word or Excel, you may notice that the ribbon looks a little bit different than the ribbon that you're used to in the desktop version. In Excel, it's pretty much the same, but let's take a look at Word. In Word, it looks kind of like a light version of what you'd have when you're using the regular desktop version. But one of the benefits of 365 is that it gets updates from Microsoft automatically. So there's no need for you to manually run any updates. Also, there are some neat features here in 365 that we don't have in our current desktop versions of these products. For example, in the 365 version of PowerPoint, we have a whole lot of templates to choose from that we don't have in the desktop version. Let's go back to the main dashboard. So you may be wondering, if Office 365 is web-based, does that mean you can access all of your documents and files that you put into 365 from any device, even if it's not an El Camino issued one? Yes, according to the ITS website, you can use Office 365 on your own personal devices. And you can do so for free. This is pretty close to getting a free Microsoft Office subscription for your home, which is a great employee benefit. And speaking of employee benefits, Office 365 also gives us 1 terabyte of storage in OneDrive. So now you may have the question, if you happen to use it on your own personal devices, for example, for making invitations for your child's birthday party or writing your master's thesis, will you have access to those files you made if you leave El Camino? As of the making of this video, there isn't a definitive answer to that question, but I would err on the side of caution and go with no, you won't have access to them. Here in the paragraph about student files, it says that those files can be deleted as soon as the student is no longer attending ECC. So I would think it's safe to assume that the Office 365 files could similarly be deleted once you're no longer an employee. So it would be best to make backup copies elsewhere of your files and anything you've stored in OneDrive.